SoundsOfThunder.org. what's up? Oh my God! I can't believe that.
How good they were?
That was amazing.
That was.
Fans, please direct your attention to the court for tonight's youth team basketball scrimmage. Playing tonight is the Great Valley Tournament team. Thank you for your support of Temple basketball, and good luck.
These guys are going to get shortchanged on their game here. They go about 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, no kidding. You don't want to follow that out. What's up? Okay. Okay. Yeah, you good with it? Anything better, more different we could do for you? Yeah. What else do you want to get in here that we haven't yet? I mean, any more Fran stuff you think we have to get in?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe do that out of the 16 minute. Yep. Oh, wow. Georgetown beat Marquette, huh?
What? Oh, my God. Temple's got to win today. I mean,
Yeah.
Georgetown's not going to jump them, but still.
Too far out.
What else is going on here? So Villanova wins the Big East.
Yes. Yep. They won it despite losing.
My goodness.
That's about it as far as
What's going on right
implications.
now? Kentucky won.
Kentucky won. So Florida now is bubblicious.
Yeah, very bubblish. What else is Ole Miss, Mizzou? Ole Miss better not lose to Mizzou. I think they're fine, but
yeah, don't lose.
But don't lose it. Virginia.
Arizona State tied. Yeah, that's about it.
What game follows us? Okay. So what's the format again, Russ? How much time we got?
Oklahoma, Kansas
how much
State.
Time we got? I know what you want. I'm just asking how much time we got, because it's tight. That's all. Whoever. What? Yeah. How much time we before we're back on the air? Okay. Yep.
Oklahoma, Kansas State.
Thank you. Yep. What are the highlights?
Okay.
Okay. How quickly are we on camera?
It's going to wait till the last possible second just to piss you off.
And then, Russ, how long will we be on camera for? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. UCF's plus 9 rebounds. Well,
Yeah,
I keep
but
turning
it's
it
only
over.
yeah, exactly. Less missed opportunities.
This is such a weird box score.
It's a weird box score. That's exactly right. You see 20 to 11, but then you realize it's only 3 offensive rebounds,
Right.
2 on 1 possession.
20 to 11, and then you see 11 to 3.
Yeah.
And then you have 3 starters here combining for 4, 3 starters here combining for 6. Very strange.
Yep. And I
Rose has
thought,
2.
I know, and I thought he had good energy to start.
Yeah.
He made a couple of good plays, and then he disappeared again. As soon as I said that, it was kiss of death. He always leaves you wanting more, you know? Like, he's talented.
He is one of those guys,
Yep.
yeah.
He just,
Have you seen Tulsa?
yeah.
Feel
just
that way about
once
Jeffries a
on
little
TV.
bit. John always calls him the invisible man, like Quan Jeffries. Like he'll do 3 things and you go, oh my God, he's the most talented guy in the floor. And then next 5 minutes he just won't touch the ball, Phil.
I didn't want to call Rose Casper, so I didn't. But
John.
I almost went there.
Welcome back to Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. Good game on North Broad Street. 1-point lead for Temple over UCF. Fran Dunphy's final Temple regular season home game. Kevin Brown, Rob Kennedy. Great duel so far between 2 great scorers.
Well, and we didn't know whether or not Aubrey Dawkins was going to play today. He was a game-time decision coming off a tweak back last time out against Cincinnati. Well, it was a good decision to play him because he absolutely carried the scoring load, especially as the first half wore on. 19 points, 3 of 4 from beyond the 3-point line. He single-handedly kept UCF in the ball game late. And then Shiz Alston, he set the tone early in that game, playing aggressive, distributing the basketball, but he is just playing with a confidence level right now. He does not want his senior season to end without that elusive trip to the NCAA tournament.
Very strange first half box score. Aubrey Dawkins was 19 of UCF's 34. The Knights are -8 in the turnover department right now. Taco Fall's taken a shot. That's it. BJ Taylor's taken 2. They've combined for 2 points. In a way, it feels like Temple should be up 7 to 10 points here. UCF is just hanging around despite all these turnovers.
Yeah, if they kept Dawkins in check, they might be up 7, 8 points, but his 19 points, remember, Smith scored the first 8 of the first half, and then since then, it's been the Aubrey Dawkins show.
And Dawkins takes the first shot of the second half, missing. Offensive rebound is poked away from Fall by Nate Pierre-Louis.
And Fall nearly got away with the push in the back to come up with that offensive rebound. That would have been a huge call had he gotten whistled for that 3rd foul.
Fall, Colin Smith, and Chad Brown all playing with 2, the UCF bigs. Here's Taylor curling off the inbound. Well-designed play there. B.J. Taylor hits his first field goal, and it puts UCF in front.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys, if he gets going, he can do what Dawkins did in the second part of that first half and just absolutely carry them offensively.
Temple shot at just 40.6% in the first half. This guy, Quentin Rose, young man, was just 1 for 4 for 2 points in the first half. Pierre-Louis with only 2. Rose way offline there, chased down by J.P. Mormon.
Yeah, bad shot against the zone. That's better ball movement against the zone defense. The soft spots at the high post, and when you put Alston at the high post, he can make a play. Sometimes guys put their 4-man into the high post against that zone, and they can't make plays. Alston can dribble, pass, shoot, and make something happen from that soft spot.
Wasn't fazed by the presence of Taco Fall either. Alston with 14, Justin Hamilton 9, Mormon with 8 to lead Temple. Allen pulls up for 3, and a contested rebound to Taylor. Pocket pass to Dawkins, but Aubrey was on the end line. 12th UCF turnover.
Here's where we're talking about getting Shiz Alston into the high post against the zone. Good pass right there, a little pocket pass on the bounce pass by Mormon, and then Alston's able to deliver.
Mormon nearly threw it away. Shiz also nearly threw it away, but he had to chuck it up on the sideline. A flag beat for Mormon. He goes up with little resistance.
Yeah, another good job by Mormon. First to make sure they didn't turn the basketball over, and then find the big guy and the nice bounce pass again inside.
Temple had just 10 assists in the win at UConn Thursday. Mormon had 5 of those 10. Smith. Rebounded by the senior of Flackby, getting the start on senior night.
That's great defense because he came over to challenge and got back to be able to block out.
Mormon chasing after zone miss. Out of bounds, last touched by Mormon, who moments ago had a nifty dish.
And he does a good job of drawing 2 defenders, and as soon as he draws fall, you better bounce the basketball because if you put it up top, the big guy's gonna get it.
He's a really interesting player, J.P. Mormon, sophomore from Greensboro. They call him sponge-like. He can score, he can rebound. He's a good passer at 6'7", 210. He's changed his Temple team a little bit since he moved into the starting lineup at the 4.
Yeah, he gives them some versatility, especially offensively.
Another UCF turnover. Most of them have been unforced. That'll go as a Temple steal. Alston will drive it into Fall. Mormon rebounded by Taco.
There's that offensive versatility. Gets a good look from 15.
Happy with that shot if you're Fran Dunphy?
Absolutely. Take it all day.
Here's Taylor trying to wriggle free. Bumped by Pierre-Louis, not fouled. But last touch by Nate Pierre-Louis, who's a terrific defender for Temple. UCF ball 18 to shoot.
But on that last possession against any other team, that's going to be a score by Shiz Alston on the drive. But because of the presence of Taco Fall inside, he's worried about where's Fall, so he kicks it back out.
There's Dawkins, got free off the inbound. UCF's had 2 inbound plays on the baseline this half. They've scored on both.
Yeah, got the ball into their 2 best scorers' hands with good open looks.
Aubrey Dawkins with 19 in the first half. On the board here in the second. Just 5 shy of a season high. Alston leans into Taco Fall, and the big man's just picked up his 3rd. Smart play by Shiz Alston Jr.
Well, that's the thing. He makes plays. Again, you see the switch right there as Fall comes out. That is just a heady play by a senior.
And it will send the American Conference's leading free throw shooter to the line. Neither team has missed a free throw, in fact, in the game. UCF 7 for 7 in the first half. Temple now 6 for 6. Career high 34 at UConn. They needed every one of them on Thursday. Held off the Huskies by 7. Alston was 12 for 14 for the field in that game. He's now hit 24 consecutive free throws since kind of a blip on the radar screen, missing 4 a couple of weeks ago at South Florida.
Yeah, still well short of his program record, 52 in a row that he had 2 seasons ago.
pretty good when you can make 24 in a row and you're not halfway to your own record.
Yeah, one of the reasons why you shoot it at 91%. Best, as you said, Kevin, in the American and top 10 in the country.
Here's Pierre-Louis going at Fall, who has stayed in with the 3 fouls, and Pierre-Louis finishes with the left.
And that's how you negate the shot blocker, by going right at his chest. Now that's easier said than done. Great finish by Pierre-Louis.
Taylor, way long from 3. Pierre-Louis from Mormon. Owls can run. Great play by Allen to knock down the pass from Alston. Got Dawkins on his left. A little bit of a wayward toss, and Taylor recovers.
A frantic sequence.
Six to shoot. Here's Taco. That's what he can do. What few other human beings on this planet can do.
Yeah, I'm not sure there is another guy that can do that. That's basically almost a flat-footed dunk. When he catches the ball that deep, there's nothing you can do.
This may surprise you, but he's going to finish with the NCAA record for field goal percentage for the season, over 75%. And a travel called against Alston, who says, no, I kept the pivot foot.
I think Alston was right.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by McDonald's.
I think he might be coming back with those tributes.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Fran would be happy with our broadcast so far. We're not focusing that much.
Not too much.
As a coach, you've been a coach's coach, and I tell people all the time,
and that's who you are.
You've been genuine, you've been caring.
as a coach, you've been a coach's coach, and I tell people all the time, the most genuine guy in our profession is you. I start getting a little bit emotional about it because there's nobody as good as you, buddy. Nobody.
Wins are wins and losses are losses, and you handled both very well. But what you meant to people and how they loved you, that's what you did, and that's who you are.
You've been genuine, you've been caring, you've been professional, but you've been human. Knowing you has been an honor and a treasure that has allowed me to become a better man a better husband, a better father, a better grandfather, and a better friend.
Basketball royalty. Coach K, Coach Pop, Coach Martelli. That was part of Temple's Dear Dunf video series, which the school shared on its website and on social media this year. Coaches, administrators, colleagues, friends sharing their memories of Fran Dunphy. His final regular season home game as Temple Owls coach. It's a big one. Temple, as you see, Joe Lunardi's last 4 in on a day where pretty much every bubble team so far has won. If it's not a must-win game for Temple, it's darn close. And when we talked to Fran Dunphy, Rob, before the game, there was no sense that this was his final game as Temple coach. There was simply the sense that he had a job to do, and he wanted to do it for his team and particularly for his seniors.
And as he said, all we got to do is just keep winning. He said this is an opportunity, but let's take advantage of the opportunity, much like UCF has done this past week.
Alston gets it on the iron at the end of the shot clock. And here is Terrell Allen for UCF in a tie game under 14 to play. Dayon Griffin in the game, well short on a 3. I want to go back to Fran Dunphy for a second because he has been deflecting all the praise and the credit that he gets. So we're going to go ahead and give him some, which will make him horribly uncomfortable. Yes. What are your memories of Fran? I know you've known him for a long time.
Yeah, I was thinking driving over. The first game that I broadcast to his was back in 1992.
Wow.
And, you know, he is beloved in the city of Philadelphia. He's got ties to just about every school in the city of Philadelphia. Obviously played at LaSalle, coached there, longtime head coach at Penn, obviously here at Temple. He's got a master's degree from Villanova. So you talk about Big Five through and through. That's what Fran Dunphy is. But in my job with my company, I had him come speak to my employees a couple of years ago, like I do every year. We've had a lot of guys come in, and he was terrific. And I remember the one thing that he said, look, try to say yes all the time. And that's what Fran Dunphy has always done in his coaching career. If somebody calls it doesn't matter if it's a CYO banquet. It doesn't matter if it's somebody he thinks can help him, not help him, doesn't matter. Again, they say he's out of bounds. That's about the 4th time that Anthony Jordan has seen somebody step out of bounds, but he said try to say yes all the time. People remember that, and that's why he is beloved here in the city of Philadelphia. When they played Villanova and they announced him, the game couldn't start for a couple of minutes because the Villanova crowd at home in the pavilion, a long standing ovation, and that is earned over what he's done throughout his career and how he has treated people throughout his career.
Nobody in the history of the Big Five has won more games. John Chaney, 516 at Temple. Fran Dunphy, 578 between Temple and Penn. Can he get this team back to the NCAA tournament? Only one tournament in the last 5 years. Temple right now the second to last team in Joe Lunardi's field. And a takeaway as Rose gives it to Burtz in the midst of another sloppy back and forth stretch of play offensively.
Yeah, so after Rose came out with the burst energy to start the game, he has disappeared again.
Burtz misses a 3, rebounded by Mormon. Taco Fall back in the game with 3 fouls. Alston nearly a travel, kept the pivot foot, and Pierre-Louis drains a jumper.
Well, that's playing to your strength. He's not a great three-point shooter, so he doesn't force it. Instead, ball fake, one dribble, getting back in to his comfort zone.
Taylor, flanked by Pierre-Louis, has done a great job on him today.
Yeah, his size and his defensive presence have made it tough for Taylor.
Dawkins spins around Rose. Why not? Everything's coming up Aubrey.
And he's done it in a number of different ways, and he's just been aggressive. Even on the missed dunk a couple of minutes ago, boy, did he show you some explosion attacking the rim.
He has 25 of UCF's 45. Taylor and Fall essentially non-existent, and UCF's tied because of Aubrey Dawkins, who's got a back that's a little bit wonky. We weren't sure if he'd play today. The folks in Orlando are rather happy he did.
Yeah, talk about bouncing back from a 5-point performance last time out. He has been aggressive and efficient. One of the reasons why UCF has it all tied up.
for Aubrey. He's almost there. Yep. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, how many times are we going to get somebody on the sideline in this game? That's more than I've seen all year, I think.
Yeah.
Out of bounds call.
And a couple that had nothing to do with the play.
Right. Okay. With the package, score for.
What are Dawkins? Oh, here we go.
Why is he shooting from such an angle here? Oh, boy.
I saw the kid on. Okay.
Aubrey Dawkins has hit 9 shots from the field. The rest of the UCF Knights combined have hit 7.
And he's done it a number of different ways. 3 of 4 from beyond the three-point line, but he's been able to battle inside. And when things are going well, you get bounces like this. 25 points to carry the scoring load for the Knights.
Second lowest point total of the season on Thursday, just 2 days ago. Quick turnaround. 5 points against Cincinnati hurt his back. Johnny Dawkins told us before the game it's a game-time decision. Good decision. Aubrey is 1 shy of a season high. Remember, this is a young man who's had to deal with quite a bit in his career. He'll be 24 in May. He's one of the oldest players in college basketball because he went to prep school. He goes to Michigan, has a great start to his career, wants to play with his dad, transfers, tears his labrum last year before the season starts. He's been healthy this season. He's been a monster for UCF. Pierre-Louis is stripped. Burt's on the ground with Alston. That's still in bounds. Got to be a tie-up. It is. And possession back to Temple.
A wild sequence. Good hands right there to get a piece of the basketball. Burks can't come up with it. Does a great job using his feet to gather the basketball. So Temple was looking for a kickball. Johnny Dawkins was looking for a timeout. He was trying to call a timeout. Nobody got what they want. Instead, a tie-up, and Temple's got possession.
Pierre-Louis. Both teams trying to, at the very least, get the 3 seed here in the American Conference. UCF can jump to the number 2 spot with a win today and a Houston win at Cincinnati tomorrow. Temple with a win all but clinches the 3 seed. All they need would be Wichita State to not lose to winless Tulane. So if Temple wins this by all accounts, they're going to be the 3 seed unless some sort of minor miracle happens in the conference. And the bigger picture for Temple, they are the second to last team in Joe Lunardi's field on a day where just about every bubble team has won. TCU won earlier at Texas. Clemson has won, beat Syracuse. North Carolina State won at BC. Georgetown, which is a little farther back, just won at Marquette. Seton Hall beat Villanova. So for Temple, this is, if not a must-win, as we said, about as close to it as possible.
And as we talked about, too, getting to the 3 seed so important because it keeps you away from Memphis in the conference tournament, which, oh, by the way, is going to be in Memphis, where the Tigers have been really good. 14-2 so far on the season. An opportunity later today in the regular season finale at home against Tulsa to move that to 15-2.
This is the Temple resume right now. They're 2-6 in quadrant 1. That's a tenuous 2-6 because they won a road game at Missouri, who's ranked number 75 in the net, which is the exact edge of quadrant 1. UCF's number 26 in the net. This would be a quadrant 1 home win. What helps Temple is their road record. They're very good away from home, 10-6 in road neutral games. And again, we're not exactly sure how the committee is going to take the new net into account. That's a new efficiency tool replacing the RPI. Temple has an okay net.
Yeah, much better RPI than they do a net, but different scenario this year.
Dawkins.
Good execution.
He's got it again.
That's a great play coming out of what was a timeout as the officials were looking for something. Drawn play, nice little back screen in, little flare screen for the open look.
New season high for Dawkins. 3 shy of a career high set back in Michigan a few years ago.
And the UCF zone has forced Temple into a couple of bad looks.
And long possessions. Here's another one, and an offensive foul going against Ernest Aflakpee.
Well, they get Aflakpee on the illegal screen. A lot of ball contact before they got to the screen.
Second foul on Aflakpee, only the first of the half for Temple.
Well, here's the problem, the size of Taco Fall, you can't score over top of him. Then on the kick out, ended up with the illegal screen.
Is that considered a blocked shot?
I don't know, but he certainly bothered another one.
Dawkins. Taco certainly tipped it with the ball barely left Pierre Louis' hand.
You can't call over the back because there's no contact. He's got such a wingspan, he can just put his arms out to come up with offensive rebounds and tips.
Alston going into Taco again. There's a travel.
And Fred Dumpy not happy on the sideline. Not happy because his team is turning the basketball over. Also not happy with the officiating the last couple of minutes. Temple took care of the basketball in the first half. They've not done that here in the second half. Just 3 turnovers in the first half. Now 7 here in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
B.J. Taylor. Both teams cold. And that is last touched apparently by Dawkins. It will head to Temple.
Well, UCF does a great job, whether they're in man or zone, funneling the basketball into Taco Fall. And because of that, it's hard to score. It's hard to make shots. You see over the last 2 seasons prior to this year, 38%. That's best in college basketball.
And not far behind it this year. 40% in conference, second best opposing field goal percentage. Alani Moore got it on the rim. Fall just playing a one-man tip drill, holds it higher than any human being can, and UCF has possession.
That is literally the definition of keeping the ball high.
Taylor lost it on the way up. This is an offensive mess right now. My gosh.
Well, on this end, it's an offensive mess because of the defensive menace in Taco Fall. And look at this. He gets it. That's how you keep it high.
How many steps up on a ladder would you have to be for that?
And especially Alani Moore trying to get it.
Timeout taken, UCF by 3 in Philly. Is that a Temple timeout?
I don't know what the heck we got there.
I don't know. I don't know what's happened for the last like 5 minutes. All right. Man, oh man, this is a weird game. Ugh. How many threes does Aubrey have right now, Sean? Thank you. How many threes does Aubrey have? Four.
Last I saw 3. 3 of 4.
He's got 4 now. He's on.
Oh, that's right, the screening.
Okay. Okay.
It's the road trip when you seek retribution.
Okay.
Against your biggest rival.
The best rivalry in college basketball.
Duke, North Carolina at 6. Michigan State at 8. Tonight on ESPN.
When fans initially with fans play for the Pennsylvania Lottery, players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. The lottery benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
A road trip isn't just a road trip when you seek retribution against your biggest rival.
The best rivalry in college basketball.
Duke, North Carolina at 6. Michigan State at 8. Tonight on ESPN.
Two top 9 matchups tonight over on ESPN. Couple of Sonic blockbusters. Monster day of college basketball. A huge game here. Temple fighting for its NCAA tournament lives. UCF seems to be solidly in the field. Both teams fighting for a top 3 seed in the American Conference tournament. Kevin Brown, Rob Kennedy from the Liacouras Center. Fran Dunphy's final regular season home game as head coach of the Temple Owls, who trail by 3.
And the UCF zone has done a really good job of negating Alston here in the second half, as well as Rose. Those two guys have combined for just 4 second-half points.
Here is Rose, and the aforementioned Quentin Rose left all alone.
Yeah, wide open in the corner. He had plenty of time to tee that up.
Only his second made basket of the game, and we're tied again. Here comes the double against Fall. Extra pass, Dawkins. Missed it. Taco keeps it alive, and Taylor ultimately has it for a fresh 30.
And like I said, he doesn't come over the back because he just reaches out. It's like Inspector Gadget going to get the basketball.
Smith. Here's Fall with those long claw arms, and he's called for a foul. He did go over the back there. It's his 4th.
Well, that time he came over the top and came down. When he keeps his hand high, you don't get the foul call.
An emotional week here at Temple. Al Schreier, perhaps the longest serving and most decorated sports information director in the entire country, a member of the Temple family for more than 60 years, passed away Monday at the age of 88. A friend to everyone who knew him, and a legend here in Philly. Guys, a huge moment right before we went to break. Taco Fall picked up his 4th foul for UCF. He goes to the bench in a tie game with 7:55 to go.
Well, nice solid block out by Ernest Seflecpi, and by bringing the basketball down, he forces Fall to come down to his level, much like we saw Fall keep the basketball high to avoid anybody getting it. By Seflecpi bringing it down, it forced the 4th foul on Taco Fall.
Colin Smith plays the 5 right now for UCF. Justin Hamilton has returned for Temple. Alston has had a quiet half. Alston 4 to shoot. Hamilton.
Yeah, much like he did in the first half when he had 9 points, has given him some scoring inside. Good job by Alston to dribble, penetrate, draw the 2 defenders, and find the open man.
Hamilton, Temple's 2nd leading scorer with 11. Dayon Griffin, long offensive rebound to Smith, UCF's 8th.
He's just got so much size and strength on Hamilton inside.
Wild shot by Griffin, who has the ball on his keister, and Mormon takes it away.
Well, he should have called a timeout there and saved the possession.
Rose on the drive. No Taco Fall in there.
And it's a huge difference, literally huge. Rose with the nice finish at the rim, something he's been doing a lot better of lately.
Might have come a possession too late, the timeout for Johnny Dawkins, but he takes it with Temple back in the lead.
Well, as you said, Kevin, a lot different when Taco Fall at 7'6" isn't protecting the rim. And Rose, who disappeared for a long stretch of the ballgame, had great energy early, then disappeared for about 20 minutes. Well, he's come alive, hit that corner 3, and now a nice finish at the rim.
Fred Dunphy told us about Rose before the game that he thinks Quentin is finishing better. He said a couple of games ago against Tulane was the best Quentin Rose had finished a game. When a coach says that, what do you feel like is the difference, a player learning to finish a game?
Well, he said he's been more focused lately, and he was the first guy out at shoot-around. He was knocking down threes, he was working on his game, and came out with the terrific focus to start the game. But then he missed a couple of shots, didn't get a whole lot of opportunities, and he disappeared. Let's see if he comes back with that same energy to finish.
Allen from Taylor got the bounce. How long would you expect UCF to go without Taco Fall?
Let's see if they get to the last media timeout with the big guy on the bench. Once you get to that under 4-minute timeout, I think he's coming back in.
Alston.
And that's been one of his better open looks because of the good ball movement.
Hey, tonight, Saturday, primetime on ABC, Celtics and Lakers. Kyrie and LeBron. Boston 1 game back of Philly for 4th place in the East, 2 back of Indiana for 3rd as the Celts West Coast trip rolls on. NBA Countdown starts at 8 Eastern on ABC, streaming live on the ESPN app. Here's Dawkins, missed it. Offensive rebound again, that's Dayon Griffin.
Well, Hamilton gives them something on the offensive end, but they lose something on the backboards.
Dawkins fouled by Hamilton, could not finish. He can tie it at the line.
See the frustration of Hamilton. And credit Colin Smith for doing a terrific job of just using his size and strength inside to create some extra possessions. Early in the ball game, Temple was able to finish defensive rebounds. Haven't done that here last couple of minutes.
Dawkins, meanwhile, climbs 1 point closer to his career high. Devondre Perry replaces Mormon for Temple. Neither team has missed a free throw in the game. 15 for 15 combined. Dawkins, one of the best free throw shooters in the conference, 5th best at 81%, and he hits 2.
UCF responded after the timeout by Johnny Dawkins. Mini 4-0 run.
Rose.
That's not a good shot. You want him to be aggressive, but you want him to be aggressive, putting the ball to the floor, getting into the lane, and playing to his strengths.
Taylor missed it. We have a late whistle and a foul against UCF after the shot. Foul against Colin Smith, his third.
That's one of those fouls as a coach that you'll live with, because that's what Colin Smith has been doing the last couple of minutes. He has been going after the basketball on the offensive glass with a vengeance. Temple's been pretty stagnant against this zone. Not enough ball movement and player movement to get good looks. Now UCF back into the man.
Rose will drive. And he's called for an offensive foul. The charge drawn by Smith, who had just picked up his third. The foul, Rose's second.
A good ball fake against the three, not settling, but then over penetration as he leaves his feet. That's a good call.
Colin Smith leads this team in charges taken at 6-11. Can you mistime that? That could have been his fourth foul. He is rewarded. Working on Hamilton, and he had nowhere to go. Tripped and threw it to Pierre-Louis. Here comes Rose! Look out below!
Welcome back, Mr. Rose. He has reappeared here in the last 5-6 minutes of the ball game. This is where he doesn't settle, but instead maybe gets himself on Sports Center a little later today. Coming right at you.
The foul to boot on Griffin. Rose cannot complete the three-point play. First missed free throw for either team in the game. Well, if Fran Dunphy thought his final regular season home game would be anything like the rest this year, which he didn't, he would have been mistaken. Temple has lived in close games, and they are in another one with their NCAA tournament hopes very much at stake. Taylor, no. Here comes Quentin Rose.
And that's his favorite shot. Nobody better at finishing floaters in the lane than Taylor.
Rose again. Missed it. Hamilton puts it back.
Well, Justin Hamilton, who had a stretch 4 or 5 games ago where he emerged as an offensive weapon. Last couple of games, his minutes have been down, but he's given him a huge lift again late.
Timeout, UCF. Leah Corus is alive.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get back to 100%. And in part by QuickBooks. You earned it. We're here to make sure you get it. QuickBooks, backing you.
Guys, Temple has matched its largest lead at 4. The timeout taken by UCF with 3:10 to go in a monstrous game. Hugely critical here in the American Conference. UCF a game up on Temple, a game back of Cincinnati. UCF with a win could climb to the 2 seed depending on tomorrow's Houston-Cincinnati game, where the loss could drop to the 4 seed. Winner of this game likely avoids Memphis in the bracket. And if Temple's the winner, they're 1 step closer to the NCAA tournament.
Well, it's an opportunity for Temple to build on that resume. It's an opportunity for another quad 1 win. Another win over a top 25 team, and as you said, trying to get opposite of Memphis, the host team, once they come to the American tournament.
Taco Fall back in the game and with the ball with 4 fouls. Frank Burtz. Burtz trying to slam it. No, sir. And we have a foul. Oh, my goodness. Ernest Aflakby called for the foul on this.
Oh, and you are going to hear the crowd on that one. That is a bad call. You can't play defense any better than that. That's one when you blow your whistle as the referee, you go, oops. What do they say, Kevin?
Ball don't
lie. That was a great block at the rim. Can't do it any better than Ernest Aflakby, the senior defensive star for the Owls.
Burtz 1 for 2. It's a 3-point game. Could have been, perhaps should have been, the highlight of Ernest Aflakby's final Temple home game. They'll settle for a 3-point lead in the ball.
And Temple once again getting a little stagnant offensively.
Alston with Fall on him. On the blow by, Aflakby hit. Taco Fall. Is it on him? No. Called on Burtz. Frank Burtz picks up his first. Fall with 4 will stay in the game.
I think they got Burtz down below right here on the swing by. And Fall was lucky that they blew the whistle early, because if they didn't blow the early whistle, it was clearly going to be against him.
Aflakby well short out of his first.
And he just rolls the ball off his hand. You can see it's on his palm. That's not the way you want to shoot the basketball. One of the reasons why he's at 56% on the season from the line.
Gets the second. Fran Dunphy, before the game, we asked him what he'll remember about Ernest Aflakby. He said that he was the same kid every day, no matter all his injuries. Great human, great in the classroom, does all the little things well. He defends Fall with a 4-point lead and 2:20 to go.
And this is where Taylor usually takes over, but you got to play through Dawkins.
Taco with 5 to shoot. Threw it right to Rose, and Quentin Rose is fouled. Foul well before the dunk. That one just to ramp up this red-hot crowd a little bit more.
A great job late in the shot clock of doubling down on Taco Fall. Fall not a great passer out of double teams. Here comes the quick double right away, and then the rotation by Quentin Rose, 3rd best in the American at over 2 steals per game with a big one.
1 and 1. Got the first. Largest lead for Temple. Quentin Rose has showed up late.
And they've got to go back to the guy that carried him in the dance. They got to get Dawkins a good touch. There's the flare screen.
Hello, Shiz. Good to see you.
Doing everything, shaking hands. Great job of sniffing out that little flare screen that UCF was able to get an open look for Dawkins earlier. Coming over there, just trying to make sure, saying hi.
That was kind of him, wasn't it?
He is the mayor of Philadelphia right now. They're trying. Dawkins finally gets the basketball.
Over Rose, missed a three. Rebound. Alston wins it with Fault in the area.
And one of the reasons, Kevin, why Temple has won so many of these close games this season, remember, a terrific foul shooting team, tops in the American at 73%, led by the guy with the basketball in his hands, Shiz Alston at 91%.
On his senior night, Alston gets the bounce.
That's an earned bounce. That's a career bounce after all he's done for the Owls.
Dawkins missed the three. Rebound to Perry. Perry pushes it across half court into the hands of Alston.
Missed an opportunity. If Flackby had the basketball, needed to give up the foul there.
His father, Levan, is watching from the stands, the former Temple guard, on Shiz Alston Jr.'s senior night. Rebound tipped out to Burtz. UCF's got to go. Pierre-Louis nearly poked it away. Here's Dawkins again. He keeps firing and this time gets a three. Timeout UCF using its final one.
His new career high keeps him in the ball game.
Tonight after Oregon-Washington, John Buccigross brings you Sports Center on ESPN. Jay Billis joins the show after Duke UNC. John Morant and Murray State, 8 Eastern, ESPN2 right here. They'll play for an NCAA berth against Belmont. And reaction from the Celtics trying to rise up in the Eastern ranks against LeBron and the Lakers. Midnight Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. That's going to be on Sports Center. Senior night for Shiz Alston. He has done a little bit of everything for Temple.
Well, you know, certainly here's a guy that's got an opportunity to maybe win the scoring title, but that doesn't matter for Shiz Alston. People forget he's third in the American at over 5 assists per game. He's going to do whatever his team needs to win ball games, including coming down the stretch, getting this good bounce, and stretching it out to the 8-point lead.
He grew up going to Temple games. His father, Levan, 2 NCAA tournaments in 2 years for John Chaney. Shiz always around the gym. Dad Levan said Shiz was a crying baby. But when he'd come to the games, he would stop crying. His head would be on a swivel back and forth as he followed the action. His level of focus, something that's always impressed Fran Dunphy, and Shiz just wants that NCAA tournament berth for his coach in his final year.
And what he's done is he's really matured into the unquestioned leader of this basketball team.
You see UCF doubles Alston, best free throw shooter in the conference. They want anybody but him to touch it. And we get a foul. Alston was knocked to the ground away from the play. Terrell Allen is called for the foul. Still a 1-on-1 scenario.
At the line, number 10, Shiz Alston.
Best free throw shooter in Temple history.
Yeah, so they tried to keep it out of his hands, but by doing so, they tackled him away from the basketball.
'27 in a row for Alston. Actually 28 since he made the last free throw of the South Florida game a couple of weeks ago, a game where he had missed 4. And he misses. Stops the streak, still a 2-possession game. Dawkins is fouled. Temple had a couple to give.
Smart play again by the senior. He was frustrated, though, that he missed that last foul shot. So just the 15th foul, so they've got one more to give. You see Alston signaling over to the sideline that they've got one more to give.
Dawkins got up a 3.
Wow.
And drilled it.
Great ball fake to get space.
Mormon is fouled. Aubrey Dawkins, 36 of UCF's 59, And J.P. Mormon will have a 1-1.
And look at this ball fake right there. That gets him enough space. He's got good size at 6'6" to be able to pull the trigger. But it was the ball fake that got Shiz Alston off the ground and gave him an open look.
Now it's a one-possession game. This is still a 1-1. Mormon 17 for 25 at the line this year. And he makes it a 2-score game.
Still plenty of time, though, with 18.7. This is far from over.
Got them both. Fran Dunphy calls timeout. He has one remaining.
Yeah, good timeout there to set their defense. Remind his team that they've got one foul to give. You don't want to give it up right away, but you do want to try to use that to force UCF to have to re-inbound the basketball and try and keep it out, obviously, of Aubrey Dawkins' hands.
When would you want to give the foul?
Bringing the basketball up, off the bounce, give it up before it gets, as soon as it gets over half court, give up the foul. This is why this game is so important as well for Temple. You see, Joey Brackett says Temple is one of the last 4 in. This would certainly help their resume, give them another quad 1 win. Obviously give them the 23rd win on the season and probably get them up to the 3rd seed in the American Conference tournament coming up and get them away from Memphis, the host team.
Again, so many bubble teams have won today. 3 that you saw there. NC State, TCU, Clemson have already won. Temple looking to keep pace. Dawkins to inbound. Rose will guard. Here comes Allen. Temple with the foul to give. Taylor for 3. And he's fouled shooting at 3. Second straight game that Temple has fouled a 3-point shooter with a 5-point lead in the final 30 seconds. They did it to Tyler Polley 2 nights ago.
And on this dribble handoff, I think you got to give the foul immediately. Instead, there's a challenge by Alston. He tries to pull back, but it's too late.
Taylor is 78% free throw shooter, hits the first of 3.
And Taylor, a guy who usually lives at the foul line, hasn't been there much tonight.
Maybe Fran Dunphy is happy this is his final game at Temple.
As we said, still plenty of time.
Taylor hits all 3. UCF does not have a timeout. Alston smothered. He gets free. Ball is knocked away. And we have a foul. Yes, foul is called against Griffin. Griffin shocked. He was calling for a review. He thought it was an out-of-bounds play. But Griffin is called for the foul. And Temple's in the double bonus, so Alston will shoot 2.
So if you said to Fran Dunphy before the game, here's the scenario. You're up by 2, 11.7 seconds left to go. Who do you want going to the line? Obviously, this is the guy he wants going to the line.
Alston missed his last free throw. He'd hit every one in the game beforehand. This next one makes it a 2-possession game.
And let's see if they try to give up the foul as soon as it comes over into the front court. Remember, just 5 team fouls.
Fran Dunphy calls his final timeout. 2-possession lead for Temple.
And I don't like that because it's their last timeout. Because if UCF rushes the ball up and hits a 3, you're still down to a 1-possession game. I'd like to have that timeout in hand in case you can't get the basketball inbounded.
I'm going to tell Fran you didn't like the last timeout he ever called.
That's all right. He'll say, there you go again. Yeah, it's easy from over there.
So 4-point lead again. What's at stake? Temple wins this game. They would be 13-5, matching UCF's record. As long as Wichita State beats winless Tulane, Temple's the 3 seed in the American. They'd also be the 3 seed if Tulane won the game and Memphis beat Tulsa, which is also likely. So if Temple wins, basically barring some kind of strange and unusual set of circumstances, they're the 3 seed. UCF wins, they're the 3 seed at worst, and they can get to the 2 seed if Houston beats Cincinnati. Again, Memphis is the 5 seed, hot team, best score in the league playing in Memphis. You want to avoid the 5 seed side of the bracket. and the 3 seed will get to avoid Memphis in the quarterfinals.
Now, we keep saying that, but Wichita State, Greg Marshall's team's been playing terrific. They've won 8 out of their last 10, an opportunity to potentially win 9 out of 11 heading into it in a game that you would expect them to win against Tulane, who's been winless in the American.
So what does UCF do here, down by 4?
Got to rush the basketball up. Obviously, if you can get it to Dawkins, fine, but if it's B.J. Taylor or Allen, somebody's got to get off a quick shot.
Frank Birch will inbound. Birch got to get it out in time. He does to Allen. Allen looking for the handoff to Dawkins, deep 3.
No way.
Rebound, Pierre-Louis. He is fouled with 4.1 to go.
How in the world did Dawkins get that open of a look from 3? Oh my. There wasn't a Temple defender within 5 feet of him. I know he's deep, but that's just a defensive breakdown. And Temple survives one of the few times Dawkins has missed tonight.
Even if Pierre-Louis misses this second, it's still a 2-possession game. Temple should be fine as long as it doesn't foul. Got the second, 5-point game. Allen with a catch. Fran Dunphy goes out a winner in Philadelphia. Final regular season home game as head coach of the Owls, and Temple takes one giant step toward the NCAA tournament. Now to Rich Hollenberg and Robbie Hummel. Big 12 time, Oklahoma, K-State. Take it away, guys.
Okay. All right.
Nice win.
Okay.
You got any water over here by any chance?
What's your water? It's mine. Okay. Pretend we're at camp.
I should. Yes, sir. I didn't have any choice.